Hello everyone, and welcome to Charles News Network. Today we are here with Dave, the leader of the faction Dankus. Dave, would you like to just tell us about yourself, introduce yourself?
Yes. Hello. My name is Dave, and I am the leader of the Dankus faction. We've been away for a very long time, just over a year now, but we are back, and better than ever.
It's good to hear.
Yeah.
So, Dave, my first question is, this is a massive build where we're sitting in.
Mm-hmm.
How long did this
Yes.
take to make?
It took roughly, fully completed, I think around 2 weeks.
2 weeks, wow.
Countless hours poured in.
Yeah,
For several nights I didn't go to bed until like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine
just working on this.
how much cobblestone you guys used.
A very large amount.
Yeah.
There's lots and lots of cobblestone. It's my favorite block to use, because it's so easy to come by.
Yeah.
You just mine in a straight line. This underground, you just get hundreds of blocks of cobblestone.
Can you tell us a little bit about this level of the Dankus structure?
This is the city district, the highest level of Dankus, where all of the high executives will live in the faction. It is the home of the capital, which is the building you're standing in currently, and the final defense point in Dankus if it ever undergoes siege. Hope it doesn't.
So, Dave, one of my first questions to you is, what are your plans for Dankus now that you're back and you have all this created? But what are you looking to in the future?
So, are you asking what's the future of Dankus, or
Yeah.
my plans for the faction?
What's your plans going forward with Dankus?
Plans going forward. So, I plan to expand my borders and to create more elaborate structures, such as Port Dankus, where you're standing here, far across the land, governed by my people. And I have very few members, but slowly and steadily, I hope to recruit the best and brightest among these lands to help me in my conquest to make the largest castles this world has ever seen. I think it'll be very fun.
I think so too. So, a few days ago, I think just right here in this room, the Dankus Accords were signed.
Yes. The Dankus Accords.
So, can you tell us about
This
the
is true.
Dankus Accords? Just what the goal of them was and the factions involved?
Would you like me to read a few lines from it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Alright. So, by signing this treaty, I hereby ally myself with the Dankus Empire, and will be open to trade and further diplomatic relations that will aim to achieve stronger connections and bonds between all parties included. So, the overarching goal of this treaty is to establish peace. So, the Dankus Accords are a multi-factional peace treaty, where all factions involved gain good standings and a few perks from the Dankus faction as a whole. While signing these accords directly connects you with Dankus, but you remain disconnected from all other factions that signed the treaty as well. So you're not bound to them. The only one that you're connected to is Dankus. So many can sign, but only Dankus is the one that you're connected to. I hope to achieve world peace among my fellow faction leaders, at least with Dankus. I envision Dankus as the base of a tree, and all the factions that sign these accords are the branches that sprout from it. They connect to the base of the tree, Dankus, but remain disconnected from the other branches. They only meet at the base. So, they don't directly touch each other, but they do meet at the center, which is Dankus. That's what I hope to achieve.
So,
And yeah.
Speaking of the Dankus Accords, there's a little bit of controversy last night about you possibly wanting to assist gravity? Or can you tell us about them and clear up the situation?
Of course. So, the issue that I saw was the idea that I would be aiding Peakshire in his efforts to fight against Charlezonia, which I never directly stated, nor do I plan on doing at the moment. But there is an article in the Dankus Accords that could be used to call upon aid in some capacity to help Peakshire if that is requested, but not to any substantial degree that would shift the tide of the war at all. Let me read what it says here in the Dankus Accords. In times of war, select few members or member can be called upon as mercenaries from Dankus to help aid whatever side is needed, as long as that side is a part of the Dankus Treaty Alliance. So if Gravity were to sign this, which he has not yet, he could potentially call for aid, which would only entail as many members as I deem fit to help aid him, which could literally just be me and no one else, because there is also the matter of my own faction members' freedom on the line, and it's only if they would want to, which at the moment Dankus remains peaceful, so it's unlikely anyone would wish to contribute towards war. It's presently a peaceful faction, hoping to maintain peace and freedom among the lands. So
if
to
called
answer your
upon,
question,
would you
yes.
would you put boots on the ground? Essentially, would you send soldiers in to help, even as mercenaries?
I would not send soldiers. No, I would not send soldiers.
So
I'd provide some form of aid, as the accord states that I'd be obligated to, but not the aid in the sense that it would shift the tides of battle. Very pivotal moments that would alter the trajectory of the war entirely. Like, I wouldn't do anything to that degree, that caliber.
So,
if that makes sense.
To clarify, if the aid you would give to them, non-combat roles, right?
Non-combat related.
Okay.
Exactly. Especially seeing as there are some issues with providing troop support, like let's say, for example, Lopad is claiming that they'll fight anyone who wants to help Peakshire with their efforts against Charlezonia. That would prove problematic to Dankus, so I would not have my people support Peakshire with armed reinforcements, because that would in turn aggravate Lopad.
So you're for peace.
That's not something I would do. I am for peace. Peace in our time.
Peace in our time. That is all the questions I have for you, Dave. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I'd like to say one thing about the future of Dankus, about my hopes for the future. The future of Dankus is hopefully bright. I've been out of it for over a year now after my unfortunate passing. Rest in peace. But I've been revived, rejuvenated, if you will. Now that the threat of Cavalirism has slowly been vanquished, peace and prosperity is closer and closer to our reach, just as I originally hoped it could be all those years ago. I'd lost hope for such a long time, just as I reached a breaking point, and I just couldn't ride any longer, falling into darkness. I'd lost hope my faction could ever break through the smog and grime of corruption, grime and villainy. But now I have very high hopes for the future, and I'm quite excited to play on this server and further the faction, better the world. That's all I have to say.
That's good to hear. Thank you for taking this time out of your day, Dave. That
Of
is
course.
all for the Charles News Network. Thank you for watching.